another trade, another opportunity will present itself. But the focus today has been when I want you to understand that market protraction is the movement that sets up all of the wrong thinking about the individual daily candle. The daily candle here starts and trades up. That little wick right in here is this opening price at 8 o'clock or 0 GMT on the MT4 platform for XLTT that we've been using and that I use when I teach. That's this movement here, right here. It goes up. That little movement here, this little upswing, that's market protraction. Or, as I teach it in the free tutorials and to my children, this is a Judas swing. This is like that Judas goat that leads the sheep into a slaughterhouse, but it doesn't go there. It actually turns the corner first. And the goat's down here now, but the sheep are getting up here slaughtered. Where are they getting slaughtered at? Right above these Asian range highs. So by combining these things, you're blending the element of time, which is the London Open. That's when the trade should form. Okay, this candle makes the high. Look at the time of the day it forms. That's 3 o'clock in the morning exactly. Okay, and I want you to have this in your notes. 3 o'clock in the morning to 3:30 in the morning. I want you to, for the rest of this month, and go back over the remainder. I'm sorry, the days of the month for September's trading and the remainder of September. I want you to keep a running tally of the exact time the highest candle and the lowest candle formed. If it's a bullish day, find the exact candle and find out what time of day it is. Okay, and then do that every single trading day. And you tell me if there's not a consistency there in regards of knowing when the time of the high or low is going to form. If you blend the things that I give you in respect to institutional order flow, higher time frame analysis, and in understanding where they should put their activity into the marketplace, when's the manipulation taking place, that's this. The manipulation is here. So think about it in terms of the interbank algo. We have consolidation. Okay, you can't reverse in consolidation. It has to expand first. That's this, the expansion. Then we go into what? Reversal. Expansion. Expansion. Consolidation. So now we have to have another leg of expansion, either higher to trade into this void, or we expand lower to close the gap down here. We've already traded into the bullish order block here. We've already, oh no, we didn't. I thought for sure we did. We didn't do it yet. It's almost there. It could still do it. We got a little bit of time left in the day. The high comes in at 129.48. Today's low thus far is 29.50. So we're only 2 pips away. Well, we're only 2 pips away from hitting the down candle here right before this up move. I like rather this personally, but we'll see what happens. But as you go into 7 o'clock in the morning New York time, you're going to weigh out whether or not the range still has room to expand lower. Obviously, looking over here on the daily chart, we have some objectives in here that we can still reach for. Okay, so while it was consolidating in here, you wait and you wait and you wait and you allow the market to want to expand and spread. Wait and you wait and you allow the market to want to expand and spread lower. Because think, if this is in fact what we're describing, okay, and when you watch it live, when it unfolds in your chart, this right here is them selling more. Smart money selling. If it's consolidating here, do they want to take their profits on shorts when it starts to rally back up? No, that's not efficient for them. So the market, when it goes in consolidation and you still have time of day left in the daily range, because we're not thinking about the market being closed until essentially 11 o'clock in the morning. That's when we mostly want to be out of the marketplace by then, because the lines portion of the range will be framed between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning, London Open, which is New York time, 2 to 4 o'clock in the morning. That's the higher low of the day forming. The opposite end of the daily range is going to form between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock in the morning, New York time. So you're going to expect the bulk of that move to occur after 4 o'clock in the morning, New York time, all the way up to 10 o'clock in the morning. That's the bulk of the daily range. That's what I want you to study that has happened thus far this month in your charts, and also monitor that and see if you're not getting the bulk of the daily range between 4 o'clock in the morning and 10 o'clock in the morning New York time. You have a 6-hour window where the lion's portion of the daily range is formed. In that small little range, there's one more cycle in price action, and that's the New York Open. In the New York Open session, there is one more stage of market protraction where you have a small little retracement. If it's a down day that's forming, New York session will usually have one little retracement higher, okay, and that's like a micro Judas swing. It's a false little bottom that's forming, and then all of a sudden they send price, lower. Until you get to 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, 10 o'clock in the morning changes gears, and you want to start squaring some of your positions, tightening up your stop loss. Don't leave the exposure that you would have had with your stop above here. Don't trail it down inside of the daily range either until you get to 7 o'clock in the morning New York time. But once we get past 9 o'clock, 9:30 in equity, if you don't see more follow through on your trade, in other words, for a day like this, if it doesn't go lower after equities open, the probabilities of the New York session low for the day is most likely occurring. In other words, you're making the low of the day now. And then it'll probably trade back up into 10 and 11 o'clock, and then you'll find that the lows of the day's already formed. Right now, it's presently 10 o'clock, it's 10:15 here, and that's 14. So 1400 on your charts for Forex LTD. What's going on here? Here we go. Right there, that begins the profit-taking hour. As long as you don't have news between 10 and 11 o'clock or later in the evening, well, not evening, but afternoon at 2 o'clock. Usually it's FOMC stuff. But the economic calendar, I think, is pretty much neutral now for the rest of the day. 8:30 was the only one for news that had high impact. It was dollar-based. We didn't see much movement beyond that. So I think it may drift down and sweep out these clean lows in here and may get that 129.48 level that we're looking for over here. Okay, and if it does trade lower into the level here, great, I don't care. But it's not necessary. Right now, for anyone that's short, they should have about 75% of their trade off. They should take it off and be moved to the sidelines. And if you have a small little portion of the trade on, I would put remaining balance at a stop at 130.15, because if it goes to 130.15, you don't want to be short anymore because it would have erased all this void and went higher. So using this, okay, we'd have this to here. And if you watch my free tutorials, you've probably seen a lot of this occur in my charts, but it was always in hindsight. And you couldn't understand probably if you were just initially introduced to it, what these little boxes and areas I was highlighting, what they really referred to. I don't draw them on my chart. I don't look at them like this when I'm actually trading. But what I do is I show them to you because this is where I'm thinking in terms of price. So when we see this, this is kind of like think about if you were a parachute jumper, okay? This is how I teach my kids. Sorry about this, got to throw it out there because if I don't, it'll bother me. I didn't say it. Say you're a parachute jumper, okay? You got your parachute and you jump out the airplane and you're free falling. Yay! Parachute jumpers that are really highly skilled, they can land in small little designated areas, especially like the military. They can land in a small little space, and it's amazing how they can do that. You as a trader, you're doing the same thing with price action intraday. You're watching price to aim for an area where it should go right into. I've done this so many times in live sessions. I've done it in sharing stuff on Twitter, and then it would come to fruition right into this very hour, and it would hit that little space. This is the time window that you look for, okay? Time window. So you're looking for keeping this vertical line idea in mind, like do this. The low of the day, usually on a down day, will form between these two delineations, between 10 o'clock in the morning and 11 o'clock in the morning. Only if there is no news at 10 and 11 o'clock or anything later in the day at 2 o'clock with FOMC stuff. So if we have this mindset and we're short, you don't want to cover here And you don't want to cover while it's doing this. You already have this in mind that this is the time of the day that it should form. Then you blend things like what you see over here on the daily chart. We have a level like this candle here. High comes in at 129.48. Okay, so 129.48 is the beginning of the down candle right before the big move up. So you take that level, 129.48, and you put that on your charts. That's the objective price-wise that you look for. So you look for 129.48. Okay, so now you have price and you have time. So by blending the two, in an ideal world on a down day, the market should come down and hit that level in between 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning. So how that works is this. You take your time delineation and you just draw it up like that, and it gives you a bullseye to aim for. Then you take your little vertical lines off. There you go. And you watch and you see if price comes down and hits that. And you do this every single trading day. On an up day, you just reverse it. You just have this idea on the top of your chart where it should reach up into that objective. And you're going to see there's a lot of times it does that very thing. It hits a higher time frame price objective, and it hits it right in between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock in the morning, New York time. Sometimes it'll go a little bit farther than where you thought. Sometimes it won't go down there. It'll get real close to it. Like, for instance, right now, it's flirting with it. It's flirting with it. We're inside the time when it should come down there. But we potentially could have made the low of the day here. And that's what I want you to study every single day for the rest of your trading career. When you log, these are the things you're going to log. Your log should look like this. Like when I'm done today, my charts are going to have all the notations that we have here, in addition to some of the things I make notations of that I want to make sure I remember going into the next day's session. And I print them. I literally print them. I don't just take and just make up a chart and there it is. I literally print these out and I put them in a journal and I log them. And I have over 20 years of this kind of stuff, okay, where it's just, it helps. It helps solidify. It helps to create a confidence behind it all. You're going to learn that while it doesn't happen every single day, and sometimes it'll go beyond where you expect it to go, my question is this. Okay, say for instance, let's play devil's advocate for a minute. Say it doesn't go down here and go into this area and hit that level. What we're believing is between the area that's shaded in this red area, between these two delineations in time, price should hit 129.48 in the scope of this shaded red area. That's what we're saying. That's what I'm saying. If it never did that, and you were short from up here, and you had your 75% trade off by now, and you have it stop at 130.15, and say it comes off and goes in consolidation and trades at close at 129.75, okay? Would that be a negative experience? Would that be a waste of time? Would that be a waste of your study? Would that be a waste of utilizing the concepts? Because if that's what you think, you're going to fail in trading because you're demanding precise precision, accuracy that's unachievable. Now, if you look at this and say, okay, I have a high probability that the market's going to make a high here, I want to be short and I get some profits out here, and even as a developing trader, say you don't trust it yet, but you did collapse it here. Say you collapsed your short in here and it went down further, and you studied it and you know that time and price suggest that between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock in the morning, price should hit a low or make a low or trade lower into this red shaded area in respect to time. The positive behind that would be, okay, you're getting out early, you're making money, you're profiting, you're seeing positive results, but you're also forcing yourself to keep referring back to price wants to go down to here because the algo will keep expanding until it hits a level of institutional order flow with time, or it will go right to 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock in that window that we've delineated here. So every single trading day, if it's bullish or bearish, if you can do it live, that's the best. Make the notations live as you're watching price unfold. Even if you can't, say you have to have a job and you come home, You want to go into the charts and do this very thing that we just marked up here, and then see how many times over the course of a month this unfolds. There's going to be small little deviations. There's going to be times where it just completely blows through where you thought it was going to go. But if you were taking a trade and you hit this level and you were able to take profit at that level and it went down to 129.20, are you going to be upset that you didn't get those 30 pips when you made all this other move? You need to be thinking about those things now, because you're going to encounter them, and you're going to equate that as this mentorship isn't worth it, or I'm not going to be making the money I thought it was because I didn't get all the move. You're not going to get all the move. You're never going to get all the move. Okay, you might get a lot of some of the moves, but you're never going to get all of them. You're never going to get the high. You're never going to get the low. You don't need that. You need to understand the bulk of the volume. If you can get in sync with before that starts unfolding for the daily range, you will have everything you will ever need in terms of trading opportunities, pips, profits, retirement early, wealth building, everything that you're expecting to do in trading. It's found with this concept between 4 o'clock in the morning and 10 o'clock in the morning New York time. Because if you don't know what that direction is going to be between 4 a.m. New York time and 10 a.m. New York time, I don't care what you are. If you're a long-term position trader, swing trader, scalper, you're never going to make money if you don't understand this. It's not going to happen for you, because you have to understand how these daily candles over here in the daily chart are engineered and formed. If you don't have that in your repertoire, if you're absent-minded when it comes to worrying with these things, you're going to be floundering. You're going to have hit and miss success, and then ultimately you're never going to make it. Now, many of you probably been around for a long time and you just marginally break even because you don't understand what I just showed you today. And you may not fully understand it now, but some of you, I guarantee you, are doing cartwheels right now because you're thinking, holy shit, this is exactly what I've been missing all along. And it's in your charts every single trading day. Every single trading day, one pair is doing this type of thing. The problem is, are you focusing on that pair based on the conditions that present it? Every single trading day, there's something. I know that, and I don't give a rat's ass. I just want to focus on one pair, and I want to know those pairs that I watch, which is cable and fiber. If I don't worry with any other pair, the likelihood of me finding setups is much easier. And because I want to spend very little time in the market trading, I want to specifically focus on one currency pair, and then when it gets its own levels, then I'm going to be dialed in. I'm focused. I'm not worried about anything else. If I look at 15 pairs, looking just for the opportunities that unfold on a daily basis, I might be active. I might be able to do that. But in my personal opinion, as an individual, me, I have a hard time focusing. And if I have too many things to look at, I'm not going to be as efficient as someone that can do multiple things like that. And you may end up becoming one of those individuals. So don't let me discourage you from saying, once you understand one pair, I think it's beneficial for focusing on just one pair initially. But once you understand what you're doing, if you have the capacity to do a large basket of currency pairs, I'm not saying there isn't some of you that can do that. I know there is. We're all wired differently. I'm just telling you, as a limitation, as a human being, for me, I tried it and it was too much for me personally. So I'm not worried about how I measure up against someone else. My opinion of myself is based on factual evidence that I can't do that personally. And I've come to the conclusion that I don't need to. I mean, you can find all the setups in the world with just one pair, but you're not going to get a setup every single day in one pair. And that's what my point is. If you're trading one currency pair, day trading is not everyday trading. But if you have a basket of the majors, there's absolutely a trading setup every single trading day. And that's not my goal here to give it to you every single day. But I'm giving you the framework on how you go in looking for it, and you'll see them materialize. So, like I said, I haven't looked at your questions or comments, and I appreciate you allowing me to get through what I got through today. If you found today's teaching beneficial and insightful, I appreciate the feedback on Twitter. I'm going to copy again the logs for the questions and comments that were made, so that way if there is anything in here that's really high impact that I need to cover in our next presentation or by way of Twitter, I will do that. If it's a question that I know the answers are coming by way of either a tutorial for this month, I generally leave those unanswered because I know you'll end up getting the answers because of the material that's being delivered in the content for September. And anything outside the scope of September's content, I'm not answering anyway because I want to keep you all focused on one small little segment of understanding and study right now. And we're going to build on this every single day, every single month, and you'll get more and more understanding as we go. But for today, I just wanted you to focus on market protraction, why it's important to understand when it should take place, why it should go where it's going to go, and what it leads to. Okay, so market protraction is this little movement in here. It's that false impulsive price swing that takes you above the Asian range high, forming the daily high in London Open, and the market will expand down into the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock in the morning time frame. In addition, always have this in your notes as well. 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock in the morning is just a benchmark. That's like the standard of when price should find its low for the day or high of the day. There's going to be times where it forms just a little bit before it, and it could happen here today. And sometimes it'll happen just a little bit past it. It can go as late as noon. But generally, I found that there's a huge cycle of repeating phenomenon that takes place between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock in the morning. Positions usually get squared by then, and whatever extreme high or low is formed by that time of the day, it's usually the daily high or low. So again, I want you to do this on a daily basis. Study it. You create your own statistics going forward. Forget how many times I say I've seen it in 20 years. It's not important. What's important is for how many times you see it occurring, and that way, by having confidence and knowing that this what usually occurs when you get into a trade, you need to think about that time element because you're trading price. All of us are trading price, whether we're trading an animal pattern or stochastic crossover. We're trading price, whether we want to believe it or not or accept it. So if you're already trading price, the second part of the trade is time. You're trading your time in that trade as well. So where's the time element? The time element is going to be relative to what I just showed you here. Between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock in the morning, that's usually the extreme end of the daily range or the low of the day for down days. And between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning, New York time, that's usually the high or low of the day formed. Don't take my word for it. Go into your charts and you do that very thing in your charts, and you do it for every single trading day for this September, from the beginning first day of trading to present, and continue through the rest of this month. And then at the end of this month, on October 1st, I want you to sit down and go through every single day, and you note how many times the high or low was formed between 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning, and when the high or low was formed between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock in the morning, New York time. You will quickly see how much validity there is on how routine these things occur over and over and over again. And the main thing is for you to come away with in September is not that you know how to trade, not that you know how to get in there and have 10 pip stops, not that you know how the directional premise and bias is derived, okay? That's not what the goal of September is. September is observation and understanding what it is that you're going to be focusing on, how to trade. This is just context. This is not procedure. There are specifics that we go into that tell you exactly what you're supposed to be doing relative to time, stops, limits, market orders. All that stuff is, there are the specifics, but if I give you the specifics now, you're going to blow your brains out trying to trade live funds. I'm telling you, you're going to do it. You're going to do things wrong, and you're going to walk away, and you're going to quit the mentorship before you think, well, you'll quit it before you have gotten to where you want to be at, and you can't get there in the first 6 months. This is not going to happen. So if you're waffling about whether you're going to be in here, do yourself and me a favor and quit, because I don't want to have to encourage you through email and tell you, okay, you got to wait till this month, or you're out. You're out. I really don't care. Either you're going to do this or you're not. So I'm not the cheerleader anymore. I'm the teacher. So either you're pulling up a chair and you're going to listen and learn, or you're going to cut bait and say thank you very much, but I'm out of here. And either way, I'm okay with that. But I don't want to be babysitting and encouraging people on the sidelines in October. And I'm being very blunt with you right now. If you're going to be a person that's going like that, just quit. Okay, just quit. If you want your money back, you will gladly get that refund. I don't want to deal with you. Okay, just go and do something else. I don't have the time or the energy to be doing that with anybody right now. This is the beginning stages of it all. This is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. What you're going to be learning is well beyond this. And I don't have the time to keep encouraging folks that have no patience whatsoever about the things and the timelines I'm telling you. I told you 12 months. 12 months, and we're only 2 weeks in, and you're all, not all, I shouldn't say that, but there's some of you that are belly aching. Oh, I'm not learning anything. I already know these things. I already told you in advance. The first 2 months, you're going to be a little bit of an overlap. But the third month, we're going to start having a little bit more context on the things you think you know, because you don't. We'll build on that. And if you don't have the patience, or if you don't trust me, you don't want to believe in it, then just ask for your money back, and I'll gladly give it to you. I don't care, okay? But I don't have the time to be answering 15 to 20 emails a day from the same individuals that this isn't what I thought it was. I'm still, all this stuff is in the free tutorials. Yeah, but there's a lot of people that just started that haven't gone through all the free tutorials, and I'm trying to take them and you all to the same beginning basis point, and then I can build on that as a teacher and keep the idea and the delivery of the information all uniform and modular. And if you all submit to that, I guarantee you're going to know what I know. You're going to. And that's what you paid me for. So let me do my friggin' job, okay? Let me teach. Don't tell me how to teach it, because you don't even know what I'm teaching. And that's all I'm saying about it. If you're offended, okay, fine. Ask for your money back and get it back. But just listen to me. If you're not going to listen, if you can't listen to the person that knows what they're doing, you're not going to listen to yourself or your trading plan when it comes time for you to trade. You're going to do your own shit. You're going to make up your own rules. You're going to break the rules that's been given to you, and you're going to come away with trading doesn't work. And the problem is the person in the mirror, you. And that's what's going on right now with the majority of you. Some of you know enough just from the free tutorials that you should know how to trade. But the problem is you. And maybe that's what's going to be the defining moment for you when you go through this mentorship, that all along you should have just been listening to me when I told you you need to get out your own way. You're the one you're the barrier. You're the problem in this equation. It's not the concepts. It's not an egotistical mentor. It's not that I never showed a MyFX book. It's none of those things. It's the fact that you won't submit. You want to do it your way. And if you know something that works and makes money, then why aren't you doing it? So you need to be realistic and say, okay, well, I don't know anything. I don't know everything. I don't know how to trade. I don't know how to do these things. So I have to change things to get myself in sync where I can do that. And for the first 2 months, I'm allowing the weak-minded individuals, and you can be offended by that. Be offended by it. Be offended and quit, because that's exactly why I'm doing it. Because if you are not going to have the resolve to sit down and say, okay, this is going to take some time, it's going to take some months, I'm in this, and I'm going to learn it. And I'm going to put all my efforts into learning this. I'm not going to bring in pre-learned disciplines. I'm not going to try to blend in what I think I know about price. I'm not going to do any of these things. I'm going to come in with an empty glass. And that's expensive, because all of you have opinions. Some of you have opinions about me. Some of you came in here just to see that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You came in here just to see that there's no news thing. There's nothing new. Nothing else is going to be delivered. Or I don't know how to trade. Or I can't call a market move in real time. That's why you're really here. And you're going to ask for your money back in the first month or two. I know what you're thinking. But in October, before you get to October's payment, before it's processed, and the 3 or 4 people that's already done it, I'm going to get with you this evening. But you need to be aware, on the last day of September, I'm sending out by way of the forum email list. You have to tell me that you're satisfied for what you received for the month of September. If you tell me otherwise, I'm refunding your payment for October and you're out. I'm guaranteeing you that I'm not going to keep people here that are going to tell me 2 months in or 3 months in, I want a refund, because I'm not giving you a refund, and I will fight a charge back, because I'm going to have you every single month giving me a statement saying that you got what I told you were going to get, and you're pleased with it, and you wish to continue. That's why it's monthly. That's why I'm not asking for you to pay all out one time. I'm not doing that, okay? Because the level of information I'm giving out in the month 7 all the way through the 12th month, it doesn't exist anywhere else. And I know some of you yahoos in here are just holding out just for that, and you're going to want to ask for a refund. And I'm telling you, you will not get one. You will not get it, because every single month, the only thing you're going to be able to get back in terms of your money is the most recent month, because I'm going to be able to show the credit card company that you did, in fact, accept what I paid, what you paid for, you received, and you're satisfied, and you wish to continue. That's why it's monthly. I am hip to what some of you clowns have tried to do coming in here. Okay, and I want you out of here. I don't want you in here in the latter months. I don't want you around when the real meat's given. And when you are here that long, whatever you paid up to that point, that's tuition you will not get back. Okay, so I want you to understand that, yes, I'm a generous person. Yes, I will pour everything I have into doing this, but you're not getting this for free. And if you think you're going to con me and ask for money later on the road once it's been delivered, you forget about it. Absolutely forget about it. Will not happen. So if that's what you have in mind, I'm letting you know up front, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. You have to admit in writing to me that you've received everything that I promised, and why there's 8 lessons, you're going to have those 8 lessons, and you're going to grade me on my delivery. And if I didn't deliver what I said I was going to deliver, and you're not satisfied, there's no reason for you to go one more month with me. I want you to quit the subscription. Quit it. Every single time I do a new month of content, you have to tell me before we get to the next month that you are satisfied and you wish to continue. Then the only thing I'm obligated to pay you back is the most recent month. If I didn't deliver that month, okay, fine, I'll give you that money back. But I already know the content I'm going to give you is worth more than anything else out there. I know it. I live it. I trade it. I do it. And some of you are just poor-ass broke, and you should have never joined into this mentorship because you don't have money. And if you don't have money, okay, and you're worried about investing in your own development, you're a doomed trader right now. You're doomed. Absolutely doomed. You're not going to be able to do this. No matter what I give you, you're not going to turn it into profitability because you're a problem. Your mental capacity is not up to snuff. You're not going to be able to do it. I'm just telling you, you are not going to be able to do this if that's your mindset. I'm telling you, I'm promising you, that is going to be an impediment to you succeeding. The individuals that's going to graduate this mentorship and do exceedingly well are the ones that, number one, they don't care about money, and they don't care about the 12 months in length. They're not looking at it as a measuring stick on, okay, well, I don't know if I want to spend 12 months. What's 12 months in the respect of viewing the rest of your life? Do you want to do the same shit you're doing now 10 years from now? Because I'm going to tell you right now, when I was driving that delivery truck filling up candy machines and soda machines, I did not want to do that the rest of my life. That did not equate to that's what I want to do. That's not what I wanted to do. I couldn't wait to go home and look at price charts and learn how to do this more and more and more. And I did not have someone kicking me in my ass like you guys do. So I had a lot of disadvantages where you have advantages. I'm telling you, I could ask 10 times what I'm asking for monthly, okay? And I would get it because I would sit down and I would literally show you on a month-to-month basis how it's done and call every freaking move. I've made it realistic. It's cheap. It's fucking cheap, man. If you can't spend $150 and you're complaining about how you can't make your bills, you should have never subscribed. Period. So if you can't do this, time-wise, if you can't submit to the 12 months, get the hell out of here. Seriously, don't wait for me to end this video. Go into your email account and send an email to me and say, Michael, please send me my money. And don't even tell me why. Just say, please refund my money. And give me a couple days because it takes time for me to ask you to send me an email. And it takes me time to get you to send me a cancellation through your Twitter because I will cancel your Twitter. Then I'll cancel your forum. And then you'll get the refund. But seriously, don't waste my time and don't waste yours. Because my time is very valuable. Much more than $107,000 a month, okay? Way more money than that, okay? I don't need this. I'm willing to do it, but I only want people that's going to be in here that aren't going to cry and baby me, okay? I don't want to be bellyached too. If you're weak-minded, ask for your money and get out now. It's the perfect time to do it. Perfect time to do it. You can go on Twitter and talk about anything you want to say. Voice your opinion. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. But I don't want folks in here that don't really want to be in this. If you're not going to focus, if you're not going to be involved with your understanding and learning and submitting to the ideas and the things that I'm telling you to do, if you're resisting this early on, you'll never make it into the middle of the mentorship. And you sure as hell ain't going to do it when we get into the 7th month because there's things that's going to be very demanding of you that you're going to require a lot of work on your part and study of price action. There's going to be things that you're going to have to do that you're not going to want to do if you're lazy right now. And you're going to say, you know what, I'm not going to do this. And I'm saving you time and money right now by telling you this. So just, if that's how you think right now, quit. Just quit. So all you got to do is just quit. Tap out. Ring the bell. Go home. Nobody's going to know you did it unless you tell them. So there's no shame in it. The only person's going to be you and I. And I'm not going to be on there saying, Joe Schmo, just quit. All you need to know is this is going to require work and it's going to require time. If you're impatient and you can't get that under control, I'm not going to be any help to you. You're going to be a problem for yourself and your development. You're just not going to be able to do this. Psychology has a lot to do with it, and you can have the winning system laid in your hands, and because you are not capable of doing what's necessary, you'll blow it. And what's wonderful about that is you can easily put the blame on outward things. Me, the system, it doesn't work. The market's rigged, and I will never make money. It broke. Something ain't lining up right. He's holding something back still. This is not being held, nothing's being held back in this mentorship. You'll know everything that I know at the end of 12 months. Because I don't want to get any more emails from anybody else. I'm not answering people that are asking me stuff now in the free section. I'm getting emails, 300-400 emails in that free group of individuals that are out there that watch my free tutorials that did not join this mentorship. That's the number of emails I go through. And as soon as I see it, I just go to the next one. I'm not answering those questions. So take inventory. We still have a little bit of time. Okay? If you don't want to continue, you need to know you don't want to continue and just make the decision. It's simple. Nobody twisted your arm to come in here, and I sure as hell am not going to twist your arm to stay. If you are not wanting to be here, I want you out because you're a drain on me and you're a drain on the community. I cannot support every individual person. Even if I only had 50 people, I wouldn't do it because it's requiring work on your part, and you need to submit to the patience that's needed, and this is going to take some time. But you're going to learn shit that is not anywhere else. And that's all I got to say. You're not going to learn this anywhere else, period. So I didn't want to have a soapbox in this video today. I didn't want to go off and beat up on any of you, really. But there are a handful of you that for the last week have been sending me DMs or email expressing your disfavor in what you're experiencing so far. And I don't know what you're expecting or what you were expecting. As far as I'm concerned, I'm delivering everything I promised thus far for September, and we're only halfway through it. So if you're on the fence about wanting to get out, do us both a favor. Just go. I have no problems giving your money back. No problems whatsoever. Ask anybody that's asked for a refund. They get it back. I don't sit there and try to, please, I need to pay my bills. Fuck that. I don't need your money. If you don't want to be here, go. No problem. No problem at all. Just go. Because I don't want to be babysitting anybody after October. Simple as that. Every month you're going to give me a satisfaction agreement that you said that you received everything I said you were going to get. In October 1st, you're going to get the synopsis of what you're going to learn in October. So that way you know what to expect, just like the first video in September was. You know all the teachings I'm going to give you. When you receive them, the day after I give them out, on that Sunday evening, I will send out a mass email through the forum, and it will be a satisfaction agreement. And this will be contingent upon you having your payment accepted. You may have automatic payments. You may pay the payment. But if I get an email saying you weren't satisfied, that's a cancellation to me. I'm going to refund your money. You won't be part of the mentorship going forward. I want you to be satisfied, and I also want to challenge any chargebacks later on because they're going to come. I know some of you are thinking that, I'll just wait around till it's done and I'll ask for my money back. The fuck you will. You're not going to get your money back because you're not getting what I'm going to give away for free. It won't happen. Every single month, you're going to get a satisfaction agreement. For you to continue in the mentorship, that's what you're doing. So I'm letting you know now. If you think you're going to be surprised later on when I ask for it, no, this isn't what you said. No, I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. To continue in this, every month before we go into a new month, whether you're on automatic payment or not, for your processed payment to be used going forward and you continuing going into this mentorship, you are absolutely telling me you got exactly what you paid for. And you're satisfied, you're happy, and you want to continue. And you're going to give it to me in an email from the email that you sent payment through for PayPal. And if you later on come back and say, well, I want my money back, I'm going to give those emails from that email address that you sent through PayPal to your credit card company. And they're going to say, sorry for your loss. So if that's what you're not willing to be part of, and that's what I'm going to hold you to, okay, because some of you people are just ignorant, okay, you're just selfish and you're ignorant and you're impatient, and I don't care if that offends you. You know who you are. Not all of you, but there's a few of you in here that are so demanding and unrealistic, okay, I don't want to deal with people like you. I don't. So do us both a favor and tap out right now, or pull your head together and just submit to the things I'm telling you. If you came here with you obviously believe I knew something that you don't because you signed up. So if that's the case, maintain that mindset until we complete the mentorship. Because I'm promising you, if you do that, you'll know everything I know. And you'll never have to send me an email about, what do you do about this and what do you do about that? You'll know. You'll have everything that I do. You'll know the process, how I think about things. All those things will be in your notes, in your teachings, in everything that's available to you in this mentorship. All those questions will be there. But I can't fix weak-minded people. I can't do that. I can't make a tutorial about psychology and make you a better thinker. Either you want to be a better thinker and change the way you think about things, or you don't. It's simple as that. If you're a complaining person, you're going to be a complainer no matter what I give you. If you're weak-minded and you can't follow rules, it doesn't matter what system you trade with. You're going to lose money and never find success. There's a limitation to my ability. Okay, I can't fix everyone. I'm not the Forex Jesus. Okay, I can't heal everyone. But what I can do is I can give you a roadmap and tell you where I learned the best lessons and what I learned from the painful ones to avoid it. And teach you something that there ain't nobody walking this planet that's given out in any capacity whatsoever. It just doesn't exist. And I've already given you a blessing that if you want to do a trading signal service after you know this, go ahead and do it. I just don't want you teaching the concepts. If you want to start a business and get all the money back, you can do the same thing I'm doing. Believe me, I could lower this thing down to $50 to $75 a month and probably triple it. And if I said I did signals, it would be I'd have all 6,000 people on Twitter follow me. It's not about money. It's not about that. But you guys can easily get everything you invested immediately back to you. Once you understand how to do this, go on TradingView, 30 days, and call moves every single trading day. And I freaking guarantee you, you'll have 200 to 300 people the first day you ask, hey, subscribe to my service. And I'm going to call these same moves, and I'm never doing it again. $50 times 250 people. Boom. Stop thinking so small. You're worried about $1,800 in 12 months. You need to think about where you're going to be 12 years from now. Are you still going to be freaking doing the job that you're doing now? Because all that can change. All that stuff that you're doing right now, that you're hating to do right now, why you got into trading, why you want to do these things, what makes you want to do this stuff, why is the money necessary for you to live a different life? Because if you can't figure that out, you're in the wrong place. And you're always going to be in the wrong place. You're never going to arrive at your goal. You're never going to arrive at your destiny. You're never going to change the rut that you're living right now unless you make a decision. And you've already made one. So stand by it. You're here. Make something of it. Don't waste the opportunity. Because I'm telling you, there won't be a single person, whether you're a nice person or not, I'm telling you, in October, there's no one new and no one's coming back. Because if I can whittle this thing down to smaller numbers, great. It makes it easier and manageable. But if you're here, pitch a tent. Get comfortable. Because we got a long way to go. 11 and a half months still stuff. A lot more content than what you think you know. You have no idea where we're going. So that's it. I'm done. Rant's over. Some of you Some of you probably had to endure that unnecessarily, but for the few that that's intended for it to be delivered to, I mean it. And my goal is for you to pull your head out of your ass and just say, you know what, you're right. I'm just nervous. And just admit it. And I know you're nervous. I know you're thinking that you're probably going to waste your money. You're probably going to waste your time. And I'm here to tell you, I'm not going to do that for either of us. Because believe me, I'm wasting more of my time than you would be of yours. You're just a click and a play, or sit down and watch a video. I'm planning notes, I'm answering emails, I'm helping other people all day and all night long. So whose time's being wasted more? Either I know what I'm talking about, and I'm teaching something with validity that's going to fall apart in front of everybody's eyes, and you can all go on Twitter and on Facebook and everywhere else and say, yeah, he's full of shit, you couldn't do anything right. Or you won't give a shit what anybody else thinks, because you're going to see it happening, you're going to learn it as you're going, okay, and you won't care about anybody else's opinion about me or you or why you're even here. It won't make a difference to you. The people that you're concerned about winning the favor of, or the opinion of, or the support of on Twitter and Facebook and all these other groups of supposed educators, these people are not going to pay your bills for you. They're not going to buy the car that you want to have. They're not going to pay for the vacation or the retirement that you're hoping to achieve. So who the hell gives a shit what their opinion is? I don't. I don't. Only opinions I have that have any importance to me right now are everyone that's listening to my voice right now. You've paid for it. I have always been passionate about making sure you guys that listen to my mentorship in either the free capacity, and more importantly now, because you're paying for it, I want you to succeed. I genuinely, absolutely want you to succeed. I want that for you. Every day past the ending of this mentorship, your life will be totally different. Your perspective on things will be different. Your stress level will be way different. The things that you're affected by now, they won't be affecting you. You won't be thinking in terms of money anymore. You're going to think about, okay, you ever say the words, I'd like to have that, but I can't afford that right now. I don't like those words, I can't afford it. I can't afford what? I can afford anything. I can afford it. Trust me, I can afford it. I will find a way to find the money, either by opportunities, selling real estate, and getting cash up by that way. I'll find a way to afford something. See, your mindset has to be, you are a problem solver, and that's all trading is. You have a problem. Where's the market at right now, and where's it going next? Not everybody knows the solution to that problem, but you're learning it today. You're learning it in the 12 months you're with me. You just watched it unfold just here live. Touchdown. You can't equate your limited myopic perspective right now in a condition of disfavor. You're living a moment in your life right now that you're not satisfied where you're at. I'm not saying you're all Skid Row. Okay, I'm saying you're obviously not where you want to be at. And I don't know where you want to go, but I guarantee you I can help you get to wherever you want to be. But you have to trust me. You have to submit to the time, and you have to stop listening to negative influences, because that's what you're really focusing on. You're focusing on, what if this really is a waste of time? I would hate to be a sucker because they're all going to laugh at me. Laugh with them. Because the joke is, their asses on their outside, they don't know nothing. They think they know something. They have no idea. They have no idea what's going on in the marketplace. Zero. Take that in. Time of day, high of the day forms. Low of the day, time of day, low forms. It happens every week, every pair. You don't need to trade every single day, and I'm not going to teach you to trade every single day. I'm going to teach you when the moves are most favorable to come to fruition, you're going to learn how to trust that that's just enough. And by controlling that impulse to want to trade more than you need to, you're going to conquer fear and greed. But you can't conquer those two demons the first time you get in the arena with them. And that's what you're wrestling with right now. You're fearful. I'm wasting money and time. And the other ones are just too greedy. You want it all right now. And I'm telling you, you're not going to get it from me all at one time. I can't teach it all at one time. And if I could, I still wouldn't do it. You need to have exposure to it over months. I could get lucky for this month of September and call moves and call different things and say, wow, look at that. It's great. No. I want you to see that this stuff is so repeating, so generic that it keeps happening over and over and over again. You'll trust it. When you trust it, you won't worry about looking at what Twitter says and what Facebook says and what the forums say. You're just going to worry about what is price showing me and what are we focused on right now? What's the frame of study right now? Because if we understand that that's where we're all going to be looking at the same time, all of our times collectively will be efficiently spent and it'll be much more profitable. You'll know what you're hoping to learn, and you're going to discover things that you didn't expect to learn all along. They'll pop up as wonderful bonuses. So I want you to know that your development is 100% my goal. I want this for you. I want this for you. I can't wait to see what you all do with it. I cannot wait. So believe me, I know what it feels like to be anxious, because I'm anxious. I got butterflies right now. My hands are trembling because I know the excitement that you're feeling, and I'm reliving it. That's why I love this. I love it. I'm getting much more than just money out of this. I'm getting to relive the whole experience all over again through each of you, and it's amazing. Don't waste the opportunity. It's one of those things that you're going to be able to look back and say, you know what, I was in something very unique. It was life-changing, empowering, and the things that you're learning in these next 12 months change the tide of your entire family tree. Not just you, everyone behind you, your children's children, all these things. You can pass this information down, and it completely changes the whole landscape and begins a legacy for everyone if you just allow it to. Don't think so short term. It's 12 months and $1,800. That's if you're living in that mindset, you're doomed. You're doomed. You're focusing on the wrong things. You're not submitting the time, and you're worried about the money. And I'm telling you, that's what this mentorship teaches: to submit the time and don't worry about the money. And if you can't do that the first month, I'm telling you, you are going to waste your money and you're going to waste your time and mine. And I don't want to be bothered with that. I want people here because they want to be here and they know this is where they want to be at, and they're going to learn what they hope to learn in terms of trading. And once they complete it, those individuals that meet that last day with me, I already know what you're going to say. I already know it. I'm so glad I didn't throw in the towel, because you're all going to feel that. Trust me, you're going to feel it. There's going to be days when you do some of these exercises and you're going to be doing some of the analysis things that we do, and it's going to feel unfruitful, and that's where the learning is taking place. It won't feel like you are, but you are. And you just got to let it take its course. So I'm going to close this one here today. Thank you for allowing me to stand up on my soapbox. And if I've encouraged you all that were weak-minded and want to quit to do so, great. If I've made you take inventory and allowed you to be a little bit more responsible in your thought process and maybe you've reconsidered, great. But you're at a crossroads in this month, so you need to figure out what you want to do, because I don't have the patience or the time to invest in people that are just wondering whether or not they want to be here. If money's the problem, then get out. If time's the problem, then get out. Because it's either one of those is going to cause you to be a failure in this. And it's not going to be because of the material. It's not going to be because of the way I teach it. None of that. It's going to be the person in the mirror. And I'm telling you, you may not want to hear it, you may not want to believe it, but that's the truth. Because that was the problem with me. And that was the problem with the people I've taught in the past. The ones that excelled were the ones that were completely submitted to the idea that they know nothing, they want to learn, and whatever cost and time it takes, it's going to be this. And I've already defined that for you. You're not going to spend more than $1,800, and you're not going to spend more than 12 months. And I'm giving you another month with no money. On the 13th month, we're going to sit down, and every single day I'm going to make myself available to any questions. Anything that just was looming. Because when I'm done, I'm done. There's no more ICT on the free membership stuff, no more YouTube videos, no more tutorials. It's it. My family's demanded this of me, so this is it. This is the last hurrah. So take every advantage you can right now to work up questions. Anything that builds up a question outside of the scope that we're teaching for the individual month, keep a separate note pad for that and see if those questions don't get answered. If they still are lingering at the end of 12 months, that's when you ask me those questions in the 13th month. Because everything I'm giving you are the things you need to know right now, in the order that you need to know them. I'm taking you from the beginning stages of what I take everybody through. If you spent money on me to be with me for a week, this is the same thing I did, but you had a lot more information and you just had to devour it. Because you're all coming from different cultures. Some of you have language barriers. Some of you have limited capacities on your understanding. And I'm sensitive to that. So in the scope of making it achievable for everyone, this is the framework I came up with, 12 months. And it won't fit everybody's expectations. I already know that. If you can't submit to it, then leave. But I can tell you, if you submit, you'll be thankful. You'll be very, very thankful that you did. Because you're giving yourself ample time to study it and see examples of it. And you won't need any convincing by anybody else, not even me. You'll know this is exactly what goes on in the marketplace. This is it. This is the missing link. This is the holy grail. And you're fucking right. This is it. Everybody says it doesn't exist. You're watching it. You're learning it. So I'm going to leave you for real this time because I'm hungry and we went on for a long time today. So hopefully you guys got something out of this today. If anything, nothing more, rather, the understanding that there is a decision for some of you, and I hope you make the right one for yourself, not for me or anything that benefits me. You need to think about you. And if it isn't right for you, then it ain't right for you, and I'm not going to talk you into it. In fact, if you're guessing that it's probably not right for you, and I'm going to agree with you, it's not right for you, and just go ahead and quit. And for those that are made the decision and you have a mental resolve that this is where you're going to be and this is what you're going to learn, congratulations, because not many people have the mentality. It's easy to quit. So until we again talk, we'll be in another New York session tomorrow. I'll catch up with you then. Have yourself a pleasant day, and good luck and good trading.